Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind?
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Lancescurv Show. So many people recently have been asking that I respond to the Buffalo shootings, and I haven't done so in a swift manner like I said I would. And then another shooting happens in California, and I'm quite sure within the next week there's going to be some kind of shooting, because this is what America is all about. This is what's happening in America. It's happening all over the world, but you know and I know that it's an elevated thing in America, and there are different ways of breaking it down and saying why, but it is what it is. Now, I am going to speak about it right now. I'm going to make sure to get the facts straight by reading out of this article. I do not claim to be a reporter, but I want to make sure the facts are straight by reading out of this article from a website called marker.com. Buffalo mass shooter has been identified, wrote a white supremacy manifesto. We finally have a confirmed identification of the Buffalo mass shooter who killed 10 people and injured another 3 at a Tops supermarket as we speak. The state of New York is currently charging him with multiple counts of murder. His name is Peyton Gendron. He is 18 years old, and he was born in Conklin, New York. This is about 200 miles southeast of Buffalo, meaning he drove more than 3 hours to live stream the mass shooting he perpetrated at a predominantly black neighborhood. Authorities said that he got out of his car, shot 4 people in the parking lot, killing 3, and 1 is still in the hospital right now. After that, the shooter entered the supermarket and started shooting other customers with an assault rifle. What motivated Peyton to kill innocent people? As we've said, Peyton Gendron left a manifesto in which he talks about the incendiary theory that Fox News' Tucker Carlson is constantly talking about on his show. This is known as the white replacement theory, which goes directly against diversity in the country and perpetuates white supremacy. Inside this manifesto, you will find several talking points that Tucker often mentions in his program. Inadvertently, the Fox News anchor has been indoctrinating young white males to act upon impulses inspired by white supremacy ideologies. But it wasn't only these messages from Fox News. Peyton's family also has something to do with his outcome through his upbringing. In more details about his past, there is a video in which his mother posts a Christmas where she gifts him with a firearm. A famous firearm brand called Savage is clearly seen in one of the videos, and Peyton appears in the images as well, alongside his 2 brothers who are also opening presents. Gifting your underage child with a deadly firearm is directly related on how much he has normalized violence. If authorities are smart about this, they should also go after the mother for accessory to murder. For now, the domestic terrorist is pleading not guilty on the account of 10 murders. Now, I'm going to play a clip from Tucker Carlson, and they're speaking about something on the political level, but you can see how he works this white replacement theory in without really owning it. And this shows you how the media manipulates the minds of people, specifically white people with white supremacist ideologies, without saying it. And you keep hearing these things over and over, and this helps to produce people like Peyton. Okay, so I'm going to play this, and it kind of gets hotter toward the end. It's only like 2 minutes or so. Here you go.
I'm laughing because this is one of about 10 stories that I know you've covered, where the government shows preference to people who have shown absolute contempt for our customs, our laws, our system itself, and they're being treated better than American citizens. Now, I know that the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest that the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But but they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually. Let's just say it, that's true. If this was happening in your house, if you were in 6th grade, for example, and without telling you, your parents adopted a bunch of new siblings and gave them brand new bikes and let them stay up later and help them with their homework and gave them twice the allowance that they gave you, you would say to your siblings, I think we're being replaced by kids that our parents love more. And it would be kind of hard to argue against you because look at the evidence. So this matters on a bunch of different levels, but on the most basic level, it's a voting rights question. In a democracy, one person equals one vote. If you change the population, you dilute the political power of the people who live there. So every time they import a new voter, I become disenfranchised as a current voter. So I don't understand why we don't understand this. I mean, everyone wants to make a racial issue out of it. Ooh, the white replacement theory. No. This is a voting rights question. I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that? The power that I have as an American guaranteed at birth is one man, one vote, and they're diluting it. No, they're not allowed to do that. Why are we putting up with this?
White replacement theory. The power that I have at birth. What about the Native Americans who were here? What about the power they had? Look how they ended up. White replacement theory. It's not about defending your voters' rights. They mask it that way. What I'm saying is that when you watch these things, for real, and watch them, don't just say, I'm not going to watch Fox News because I know how they stand. Watch them and break it down so you know how people stand and you know how they arrive to the conclusions and ideologies that they have. Because even some of these people, not to let them off the hook, they don't even know why they are the way they are. But if you can break it down logically, you can stop them in their tracks. Not that they're worth the investment, because we as black people, we are so deficient in the love and unity that we need to have for each other. Because you know what? If we're together, seriously, and this is not a plea. I'm not saying, wake up, we need to come together. I'm through with that. I told you a long time ago, I'm through with that. Those who are wise enough to do so, do so. All the others, you can stay and lick the boots of your master and hope for the kumbaya moment. I'm done. I've been done. That's why I'm in Africa right now. You need to go back to Africa. Hey, look, all them white people who told me that, I thank you. I thank you so much. I don't have to deal with you anymore. But I'm talking to my sisters and brothers who are there and in places like there in the UK and, United States and other places where we have to deal with this pink parasite, right? But we should not be wasting energy speaking about what they're doing to us. Now, here's another thing I want to say, and I have to say it in a very coded way, and I'm saying it that way. We need to be ready for those who think this way. We need to be ready for those who think this way. Because as you can see, 18 years old and he went out and did this. I mean, he's not even 18 years old and he went to go punch a couple black people in the face. 18 years old and drove 200 miles to live stream it. That's sickness. That is their sickness. But it's sickness from our perspective, but it's normalcy for them. It's normalcy for them. The mother went out on Christmas. I'm not sure if it's last Christmas or the Christmas before, but she did it because she knows how much he cares about violence. And what was the message that was given here? I mean, if my mother gave me a kite to fly, that means it's okay to go out and fly a kite. If my mother or father gave me a bicycle to ride, that means it's okay to go outside and ride a bicycle. What's the underlying message? What did they talk about at their dinner table? See, these are things I already know. I don't even have to. I'm not breaking down these points because I'm in shock and we need to figure out how this is. I figured it out already, y'all. If y'all can't figure it out, then, I'm just speaking to those who are on the fence, who are kind of getting there and want to get there, but they just need that little extra push. And the extra push is, at 18 years old, the conditions that made him do what he did. It's been there. Just like in the article it said, what motivated Peyton to kill innocent people? What do you mean, what motivated Peyton? He's 18 years old. Joker wasn't even alive when 9/11 happened. 911 wasn't a racial thing, right? But I'm just saying, he wasn't even around when that happened. He wasn't around during the OJ case. It's things that are there that he absorbed, but it's in his nature. It's in his nature. But there are things that help to push you over the edge so you can't resist your nature after a while in this so-called civilized land of milk and honey. The so-called greatest nation on the whole planet. The propaganda that we've been fed. I'm over here in Accra, Ghana, and I'm watching the news, and it's more shocking to me, like, how can I even live in a place like that? But when you're there, you're numb to it because this stuff has been going on. And it's going to be more. And every time you have a Peyton Gendron or a Dillian Roof, the guy who turned around and shot those people in South Carolina while they were in a church service, praying to someone who looked like Dillian. Jesus, yes, we must turn the other cheek. There should have been enough guns in there to fuel an army. You turn around, you might have got one of us out of shock, but you're not doing it. Brah! Now, how would it have been? Oh, the church is so evil. They're violent. They had guns, but they saved their life. Who the hell are you to come and take lives of black people? Who the hell are you? But we allow it to happen, and we're going to allow it to happen again because we're going to trust these people and trust society. And what? No, are you stupid? I told you in my old man phase, I'm just going to come out and say what I say. I'm not saying you got to walk around with guns looking at other, because some of us do each other that way out of jealousy and resentment. So be ready for everybody. But who wants to live in a place like that where you have to have that mentality? I wasn't put here to have to deal with their sickness. Racism is the sickness of white people. And if you have other races, the cross, racism thing, because, you have certain Indians that come to the country and they take up the banner of what white folks do. You have people who call themselves Latino, got all that African blood in them, but they prefer to take up the banner of what white folks do and don't have those who are Latino who look close to the European. You have Asians who do the same thing. So we get dumped on from so many other people because the Caucasian mentality in society of white supremacy in America, they hand out their credit cards. Oh, you have a temporary white card now, so we're cool with you, but as long as you treat the niggas a certain way and continue and perpetuate our mission statement on them, then you're fine with us. You can live near us. You can't be us now. Don't ever think that. But you get brownie points for going after the niggers. Ain't that something? But that's the way it is. And like I said, this is not, oh, please wake up, wake up. This is 2022. It's going to be at least, because hundreds of them happen, but they don't put it out there. They want to push the whole black on black crime situation, black on black crime, Chinese on Chinese, white on white, Asian by Asian. You kill where you live. Duh. But they push that to make it seem like we're the animals and we're the savages. But you got mothers purchasing guns for a young son. If it was Christmas, I don't know when his birthday was, but he possibly could have been 17 years old, but it doesn't matter if it's 19, 20. It don't matter if you're 30. What kind of mother buys a gun for the son? But yet we are supposed to be the thugs and the criminals. And this guy put some serious effort into it, and he was not an idiot. This guy live streamed the whole thing. I think he had something on his hat to live stream it. So he got up one day. I'm going to go and kill some niggers. I'm going to drive 200 miles. Drove 200. Listen. Close your ears. I'm about to say something. I'm sorry. I don't know too many men who would drive 200 miles to get some pussy. 200 miles to go kill people? That's a damn demon. I would have felt better if he drove 200 miles to go meet a woman, to go have sex. That makes sense to me. But you got a penis that probably gets hard and you get horny, but I want to kill black people. No, I'm trying to go up there with the girl. Woman, rather. I don't want anybody to say girl. What do you mean girl? No, I'm not a pedo. You know what I mean. It's crazy. Drive 200 miles to go see a girlfriend. These dudes are wired crazy. He done threw his life away. He's probably a virgin anyway. We know what he'll be doing after a couple years, but then that's what they do. Cop told me one time, that's not gay unless you push back. So you clench your butt cheeks and just take any treatment from the next man, and it's okay. These people are sick. That dude told me that with a straight face and smiled at me like I'm down for some. I said, man, I don't care how much of a cop you are. You better get the hell away from me with that mess. Crazy. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do. You need to teach your children how to navigate themselves and survive for those who stay there and who live there. I'm not knocking you for living in America, but see, we weren't given the instructions. Everything that you purchase, everything that you have, even if you don't purchase it and you have it, there's a way to operate it. How do you operate as a black person in America? We've never been told this. And when people like me come around to say a few things to kind of avoid issues, he's racist and spewing hate. That's why this channel is shadow banned, because I'm giving it to you raw. Instructions. And if you don't know how to operate something, you're heading toward a disaster. You don't just jump in a car and start driving. You have a driving instructor that you pay to teach you how to drive, or that uncle or that father or that mother, whoever is going to instruct you and tell you what to look out for. And you're not going to get it just one time. It's very simple. Take your foot off you start the car up, of course, put it in gear, have your foot, lift your foot off the brake, and it should start moving, and gas it, and how to turn, navigate, what to look out for. Because driving the vehicle should be second nature. You should be looking out for the other drivers on the road. Defensive driving. What about us? Defensive living in America. We've never been taught that. So here we go, la 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 la. Nobody has anything to protect themselves with. We have crazy little white boys running around here with dreams of shooting up black people. But we're just going to trust in what they say on the TV and make America great again. Great again for what? Yep, no. America is becoming great again. The great that they want it to be, where they can do stuff to us at will. You think if I did something like that to white folks that I would even be alive? I'm surprised they didn't even give this guy Burger King like they did Dillian Roof after he killed those folks in the South Carolina church. They gave him Burger King. That's a message to the world. What do you mean? You're always digging for stuff. No, it's the truth. They treat him to Burger King. Who paid for it? Did he pay for it? I don't think he had money. He was under arrest. When you're arrested, everything you have in your possession becomes the property of the state as the case goes on. Come on now. So one of these cops, they might have been talking to him and said, hey, let's and they all agreed. They took him to Burger King. That is a message that what you did was okay. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to treat you. So all the other young little white supremacists, okay, all right, we get that. You know when your mother looks at you in the supermarket when you're misbehaving, she gives you that look and you straighten up. Well, you know sometimes when she approves of what you do, she'll give you that smirk, like to keep going. And this was one of those smirks to the little young budding white supremacists of America. There's some that are going to kill some of these people who are listening to this now, who are not even born yet. You don't think there'll be a 14, 15, 16-year-old to go do something like this? It didn't surprise me that he was 18 years old. This is the America that you want to live in. This is the new America that the politicians promise you that it will be. I'm not wasting my life on empty promises. I got the hell out of that place. And there's certain things that I don't have to deal with. There's certain things that I don't have to bother myself with anymore. They don't want you to venture beyond that place. They want you to be in that pressure cooker so they can suck from your stress. They love to lord over you and micromanage you on these jobs and suck from your stress. They hate when they see you driving a nice car legally and legitimately. You're living in a nice home. Oh, this house is pretty nice. Translation, I didn't expect a nigga to live this good. They don't want you to look good. To look good, to live good is the best revenge on them, especially when you did it independently of them. They don't like that. Well, why are you going? You should love this treatment that the other coons take. No, I'm not built like that. I wasn't made like that. My parents taught me. They gave me the instructions. And I share it with you too. But if you don't want to take it, fine. Get your bumps and your bruises and learn and learn and learn and look back on a life to say, you know what? I could have lived better than this. We're dropping down with strokes and heart attacks and brain aneurysms and stress-related diseases. We're eating bad food. Let me tell you something. If this young parasite can do this, right? Go out and kill. Drive 200 miles. This was a burning desire from within. Really look at it, because we're becoming numb when we hear things like this. This was a burning desire for him to go out and do this. So that means all along, coming up, this thing didn't just happen out of nowhere. It's been in him. And you got a mama who gives you a gun at Christmas. What did she say? She may not have said, may this gun kill all of the niggers that we could possibly kill. No, she may not have said, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But what did they talk about around their dinner table that helped him to get to this point? What kind of community did he live in? What kind of friends did he hang around? Usually they say that these people are loners usually, but they ain't really alone. They're getting their stuff off the internet. And they're going to use this to come at social media. Yes, you go fishing, you will pull in some crabs. We understand that. So they're going to use these things for their political agendas, because they don't really care about black folks. Because if this was something that happened to Asians, you best believe Joe Biden would have signed something or did something on an emergency level. I don't know how it works. Immediately, we're signing $3.4 billion for we're creating a task force. We're creating, and we're going to fund and we're going to take care of those families. We're going to make sure nothing happens to them. But you know what? You have to worry about Asian hate now. We've been dealing with this hate ever since we touch foot in America. And for those who claim to have already been here, what are y'all doing when y'all get pulled over and get called nigger or just get harassed? I'm indigenous. It doesn't save you. You can call yourself what you want, but you're black. You got darker skin, wider nose, thicker lips. You got kinky hair. You can make up a race and call yourself that. It ain't gonna get you away from what they do to you. And that probably hurts. It probably hurts just the same way it hurts a 6'6", 300-pound muscular cross-dresser in a dress with size 15 pumps. When they say, look at that man in the dress, and he realizes, I'm not fooling anybody. Well, you're not fooling anybody either. You can put on a dress, garter belt, see-through panties, nipple poke-out bra. If you a man, you a man. You can chop it off. You can change your hormones. But that spit in your mouth is still man spit. The bone structure you have, but you're going to shave it down now? People are in denial of who they are to avoid the pain of what's going on. That's why we'll never unite. Because if it's not us calling ourselves some different manifested race or trying to join on to something else, we got the religious thing going on. We got the political thing going on. We got the financial thing going on. The status, well, you know, I was born into a family of millionaires, multimillionaires. I was born into old money. I don't hang around with those undesirables on that poor side of town. No. I went to this school. These people are ignorant. They couldn't afford the school I went to. I'm not black. Ain't that something? Well, you're from the north, and I'm from the south. And you know them northern niggas, they slick talkers, they different from us. But we're all light. We don't want you bringing in anything dark. He's a nice fella, but he could not marry into this family. I'm not relieving white folks of what they do, but we some screwed up people. And y'all get mad. You will sit up and be mad at a man who is dead and troll a dead man because he told you about yourself and you realized that it was the truth and that you have to be accountable for your actions because you're paying for it right now. You know what I'm talking about. Kevin Samuels. They will troll the hell out of him, and they will still be in a sorry state of affairs, because if they made the right choices and they had the man that they turned down years ago because their nose was up in the air, or they're running around with Pookie and Ray Ray and had a belly full of kids from him, and now they're mad and you're told about it, you could have had better choices. Now you mad at him, but you're really mad at your life. So go on YouTube and go on the Lancescurv show and troll him and tell him, I thought you were different. I saw the red flags. But I'm going to tell you one thing, and this is off topic. My current wife is black. My former wife is black. My children are black. I have always been with black. They have nothing bad to say about me. Ask my wife about me. You want to talk about I hate black women too? I always tell you like it is. Out of love, my delivery's different. But now, because I defended the truth of what Kevin Samuels has said, I'm the poster boy. Well, you know what? Let me be the poster boy. Come at me, I'm gonna tell you ahead a mess. For those who are like that. But the majority of my sisters, y'all know I love y'all. But we got these butthurt women out here who are so caught up in that they're not looking at the bigger picture, that we have white supremacists out here who are going to try to kill our sons and daughters. But you worried about a dead man who told you something. You ain't getting him back. He lived his life and he lived a good life and died with millions. So we need to have not only a high value life, but high value unity. Can you do that? Can you do that after the church service? You in the parking lot, you're talking about your sister or brother so bad. Oh yeah, sister so-and-so. Yeah, she getting bigger and fatter. Oh, I hope she don't have no heart attack. Oh, well, help the sister. Well, I saw that car parked up every time the husband gone to work, and that car 2-3 nights, he over there. Well, how do you know that woman who lives there ain't working somewhere too, and that's the cousin, the male cousin babysitting the kids, or come on. We dig so much into irrelevant stuff that when it comes time to deal with the stuff we need to deal with, we are absent. Oh, we're mad. Oh, we're butthurt. Y'all are screwed up. I'm glad I don't have to deal with the racism, the foolishness there. But I'm going to tell you too, I'm glad I ain't got to deal with some of y'all. I'm glad I don't have to deal with some of y'all and your weird, backward ass mentalities. Some of y'all, not all. Seriously, I'm telling you in your face. Some of you all I will never see again, and I am happy about that. Will never look you in your eyes. Because when I do come to America to visit, if I do, I have no desire for it. But there are a couple of close people I want to see on a regular basis. Yes. But I'm not making no big announcement. I am coming. White supremacists like that ain't coming to come at me. And black people who are cool enough to come at me, y'all ain't gonna know. Y'all will know after I get back here. Oh, you were in America? Oh, you were on my block. You didn't ring my bell? I'm not making no announcements. I'm not stupid. I know what that kind of place is like. I did so many years in America. What, 57 years? 57 and a half years in America? Imagine you did 57 and a half years in a penitentiary. You know every corner, nook and cranny quite well now, don't you? I know it well. And while I was called crazy all those earlier years when I was on the internet, he's hateful, and these are some of my own people. Oh, I don't want to be associated with you. There was a dude who I knew growing up. He wasn't a premier friend. He was a friend of a friend, but we were around each other a lot, so I considered him a friend. We knew each other's situations and families quite well. And we reconnected about maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago, online. We gave each other a call. And he's a school teacher and a pastor. That gives it away to the inner circle who knows. And I said, hey man, I'd love for you to I wasn't doing interviews per se, but I wanted to collaborate on some writings and some different things. And he turned around, hey man, I don't know you like that. I can't be associated with you. I can't be no man, that stuff you talking, no man, he had to be a coon. He was a pastor. He had to be a coon. He was a school teacher in their system to teach them their history, their lies. So you don't want to be associated with anybody like me. But I tell you, and I'm not saying this out of joy, life kicked his ass after that. And I'm quite sure he would love, I don't know where he is now, but he would love to receive my help. And I'm not putting myself above anybody, but you just don't know. You just don't know. People say, well, you say things about the LGBTQ community. Yeah, from a racial standpoint. Because you go and you march with them as a black individual, but it's not doing anything for you because they don't come to your neighborhood when we're killed. Where's the LGBTQ now? They ran for years, for decades, and said, oh yes, our struggles are similar. We need to walk hand in hand. But you were always going over to their side of town because the LGBTQ community was not predominantly black. But some of us who are black and who are gay and lesbian ran over there because you thought you can get away from your blackness, but now you see it. Where are they now? You might have a sprinkling of a couple of, oh, it's so terrible. But they're not saying nothing. They got their so-called rights. They got their position in the society. They don't care about your black ass. So when you over in your own neighborhood and community crying about the loss of your family, they're nowhere to be found, but you were so studious and so dedicated to the cause of the LGBTQ. And the song I always like to sing when it's that situation, there's a little black spot on the sun today. Remember that song? You the little black spot. They don't care about you. When you're gone and they got to where they had to go, good for them. They use us for their causes. But this is the thanks that we get in society. Everybody else can come. They talk about that stuff, but we built the place. But you know what? Some say, I'm going to stay here and fight. And you're not even fighting. Come on, indigenous people, where are your tanks? Where are your bombs? Where's the legislature? Where are the lawyers who are fighting for? You just get on daggone YouTube and run your mouth. That's all you do. Show me a movement that's not people just sitting around damn talking. Well, you can get your paperwork, and you can. All these people want to do this stuff to get away from who they are because you feel so damn bad about yourself because you don't know your own history. You don't know who you are. You weren't brought up to be proud of who you are. Look at this. The mother brought the son up, Peyton Gendron, gave him a gun. They got a legacy. There's more to this than meets the eye. Trust me, you're going to find out in the weeks to come. And there are other ones out there brewing up. You go to the restaurant to eat. Don't you think some of the food that you just ate was already being cooked because they anticipated people like you that wanted to come and get that particular food off of the menu? And after you walk out, they're going to keep on cooking. Because as you bump shoulders with those who are coming in, they are hungry and they're going to eat some of the food too. This is a process. America generates this stuff. So we have a Peyton Gendron or a Dillian Roof. What about the ones who never shot anybody? Where are they? Those are the doctors that you go to who keep you on medication that you don't need and will never, ever tell you anything holistic or that you need to stop taking this. But you're sitting there with a windowsill full of medication, pretty amber bottles. I'll take this for this and this for that, not realizing that your body works as one. And all these different medications turn into something else because you're dumping them all in one spot. What do you think your kidneys have to say about this? What do you think your liver has to say about this? That doctor's trying to kill you. He may have the same spirit as a Peyton Gendron or a Dillian Roof, but don't have the guts to pull a trigger to kill you. So he's going to brag about it to the other white supremacist doctors. Yes, he's lasted 3 years. He should have died a year ago with the medication that we've given him. There's more than one way to kill a nigga. Don't you think that you've consumed white saliva in your food when they peek out and see who they're serving at the table? And the waitress is so nice, but she's in on the joke too. They told me how good the food was, and they actually tipped me. Oh, for crying out loud, they don't know how much snot they ate. I have to say it this way. I hope you're not eating, but it's disgusting. But don't you think in America that you have not eaten some bodily fluids for some sicko who put it in there because he didn't like black people? I can't stand this nigger. Here he comes. Let's make sure he goes out with more than what he can. And you get sick, deathly sick, and you don't know what it was. You better be careful where you're eating. Because what if this guy said, well, I can never shoot anybody, but he worked at a fast food joint and he was there during the lunchtime rush in a black neighborhood. And we just so much to want to get our chicken burgers, our Popeyes chicken burgers. Remember we went crazy over that? I still can't figure that one out. I know what it was. It was a social experiment. It was some kind of thing in that thing to make us go crazy. Some kind of culinary crack in there. Drove black folks crazy. Well, the way this is constructed on a molecular level, it will appeal to those who have more melanin and what looks. That was an experiment. And they put that on the shelf. Okay, we got this. We saw that it works. We are so predictable. They study us because they want to annihilate us off the face of the planet. You can't trust the ones that look like you, and you damn sure better not give the trust to those who don't, because they are definitely going to go through genetic annihilation naturally. They're dying. The birth rates are going. They are mad at you. If I bump into a woman the wrong way, she's pregnant. Oh, they're so fertile. The sun doesn't, they thrive in the sun. We can't live in those places. So they want to destroy it. Slow burn, but you can't see that. And you fight against somebody like me. Maybe I'm off in some of the things I say, but you know what? I am not off in the things that I feel. And we need to trust that more. Our intuition. But as soon as we see a news program with someone speaking and it looks so official and sponsored by Toyota and so on, so we just go for it, hook, line, and sinker. We got to get our minds right. But you can't keep saying this. We only have so much time in this life, so much time in this world. We got to get our minds right. See, they know what they're all about, but we don't know what we're about. We don't have to agree with all of our brothers and sisters on everything. It's not about agreeing on every different type of ideology or religion or political stance. This is about survival. And while you can jump into a different mode of thinking and say, well, I'm Republican and I'm black and you're a Democrat, so you're my enemy. The real enemy doesn't care about that. The real enemy loves the fact that you adopt his divisions because it makes it easier to digest us into death. For those who eat steak, do you eat the whole steak in one bite, one swallow like a snake? No, you chop it up in smaller pieces. See, they chop us up with these small divisions, and we walk around the world with a filter thinking like that. I'm thinking as a Republican, but I'm black. I'm thinking as a Baptist, but I'm not Methodist. I'm not African, Episcopalian, whatever. All these divisions. No, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and I don't eat meat, and you eat. Who the hell cares? Did this dude, Peyton Gendron, go into that store, but he just outright shot 4 people and 3 died? Did he conduct a survey with a what do you call it there? The clipboard, yeah. And check off this box if you're a Methodist, check off this box if you're Baptist, check off this box if you're Muslim, check off this box if you're Republican, check, are you gay? Well, we're only going after gay Republicans who are Baptists, and I'm going to shoot them. No, he shot them all. Don't matter what you thought. There had to be different kind of cars out in that parking lot, right? There had to be some cars that looked like so terrible. Some old Sanford and Son putt looking dirty, coat hanger hanging, holding up the bumper, and you got to get out and wipe the windshield because the windshield wipers all. Every 10 blocks you got to go put water or antifreeze in there, and they probably had some luxury vehicles, right? He didn't go in there and say, well, I'm going to let you go if you have a very nice vehicle. No, he didn't do that. He didn't care. The enemy doesn't care. And just don't look for these things. Who are the people who you're dealing with on your job? They'll never give you a raise because of your expertise, but the person you train, they will always promote them over you. But that person they promoted over you is always going to come back to you. But he's getting the money. She's getting the money. Ain't that sick? Like I said, be careful going to these hospitals. You're putting these chemicals in your body, these toxic poisons called medicine. And are they doing you right? What if it was a person with the mindset of a Peyton Gendron or Dillian Roof or any other white supremacist? Huh? They're going to kill you. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know the food you're eating. You try to go to the bank for a loan. You have excellent credit and they turn you down. And the person that came in there before you that was white probably had some jacked up credit. You're approved. We're finding out these things more and more. Do you have the time in this life? I'm willing to bet that within the last year, some of us have lost a loved one or someone who was near and dear to us. Our time is coming. Do you want to live your life in defense or in defensive mode of these people and that mindset? Life is wonderful when you get out of the engineered system that man has created into the natural system of the Creator. Life is wonderful. And life is wonderful for me. And yes, I'm bragging on that. Not bragging to make anybody feel bad, but as an inspirational thing. You don't even have to come to Africa. There's issues over here that need to be dealt with. That same white supremacist mind is all over this place. How much bleaching cream they sell over here and hair relaxer, and I don't want to be who I am and I want to come to America, the place of land and honey. You go ahead. You go ahead. But there are a lot over here who are like, I'm not going over there. I understand what I have here. There's a growing population who is like that. And I'm happy when I hear that. And I'm happy when they see and understand why I left that hellhole. And for the rest of my life, I'm going to enjoy a full day where I don't have to look over my shoulder. I don't have to qualify or try to prove I'm not like one of the bad ones. Never did it. I'm just saying this is what they expect. Because wherever they show up, they expect to be the boss. They know they're in charge. And we jump like they are. When they come out here with that foolishness, they see me, they know I'm not from here. They have to look away or look down. What you gonna do? Call your white cops? What you gonna do? Call me nigga here in the land of the black people? You're not gonna do it. You know what's up. My fist is cocked. I'm ready. Just like your gun is cocked in America, my fist, physical, mental, and spiritual, is cocked right here in the land of my origin. My feet in the soil, my body under the sun, my nose breathing in the hail in the air. Ain't no chemtrails. Ain't no white teachers teaching me a lie about history that all I was a slave. But they never teach that all they are is a parasite raising hell and causing problems wherever they went all over the earth. And it continues over there and we take it as normalcy. And some of y'all will be right back in the damn mall buying that Korean hair, buying that fake stuff, spending your money back with them while they hate you and try their best to use legislation and politics to kill you, religion to kill you, foods to kill you, music and these rap, just so-called fake ass culture to kill you, to make your daughters feel as though the only thing they can offer is that thing between their legs, but nothing between your ears. You don't need esteem. You just need to put your ass out there, emasculating on men, turning them into women, submissive, whatever. Your penis is supposed to stand up strong, not just the physical penis, but the mental and spiritual penis to pierce through the stuff that's coming at us, to impregnate the world with fairness, with love, with truth. You say that you worship God and you should exemplify all this, then that dick needs to stand strong in truth, symbolically. Maybe I'm speaking a little off right now, but you know what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about, and that's what I'm going to be. And the righteous dick of truth that I am stands hard, laced with veins, turgid and stiff with blood. I'm twisted this morning. I'm just saying, and probably y'all are just, oh, this nigga's disgusting. He's got sexual issues. No, I don't. I like to get laid like the next person. Don't you? Let's be real. Have us all uptight on our nature. God, I can go deeper into this, but like I said, I just wanted to rant on that. Whether you liked it or not, thumbs it up, thumbs it down, it's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. And don't come to me with that Kevin Samuels foolishness. The brother spoke a lot of truth. I may not have delivered it that way, but you know, certain people needed to hear it that way. Certain people. Because we have a lot of extreme people out here who think a certain way, and it wasn't just the women he went after. He went after the men too. We all need to be chastised righteously. Why don't we chastise and correct ourselves? We wouldn't be in certain situations if we weren't. Our communities wouldn't look the way they do if we can't accept this stuff. I'm not accepting it. Within the four walls of my property, I'm not accepting certain things. I will toss you out on your ass. I can't do that in the world, but I can do that where I live and create my own utopia. We all should be the kings of our castle. I'm damn sure not gonna not be one in mine. And in my life, the way I carry myself. Sorry, those who have no self-esteem, but I have lots of esteem. If you want to say I'm cocky or narcissistic, you know, I'm going to say it like this. A chick I knew, man, ugly as hell. And none of our sisters are ugly. But I'm going to say it that, I'm going to frame it that way. Oh, you're so full of yourself. Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're this. No, you got low self-esteem. And you made yourself ugly because you feed into that. Because to correct that, ain't no sister born ugly, but you make yourself ugly. Because if you don't feel good because you're not in that European standard of beauty or whatever, that fake thing, ain't nothing uglier than a pointy nose on a white woman. Alien-like slit lips. Come on, y'all. Why I gotta hide it? I love lips. I see some lips out here. Woo! I do things in a comical, funny way to prove my point. So don't think, oh, Mr. SCURV's out there looking at people's lips. Oh, y'all are crazy. Always looking for scandal where there is none. But anyway, I want to hear your feedback on this. I damn sure want to hear your comments. And make sure to always go to Lancescurv.com when you don't see me on YouTube, when you don't see this platform. The platform exists on Lancescurv.com. Don't come and say, I haven't seen your videos. I don't know where you went. I don't know the latest stuff. Look, I'm shadow banned on these social media platforms. So if you happen to get a piece of this peeking through the clouds of shadow banning, then make sure to stay up with Lancescurv.com and get on the mailing list so I can send stuff to you directly. Then we don't have to deal that way. And on my platform, I can go in even more. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing something tonight that's like super hardcore, because I can do that. Because I've been out here long enough. I don't have to be filtered through the eyes of those who don't like me and who want to control the things that I say and want to mind control you. Because that's what it's all about, control. And you give up your freedoms because you lust for the creature comforts and these baubles and rubies and trinkets and shiny things that they give you. And it does nothing to feed your soul. When was the last time you sat around a dinner table with your family and had a wonderful meal? When was the last time you had the time to prepare a wonderful meal with your family, then sit around and talk and vibe? This should be every single day, but this world has you out of your mind that you got to work all this overtime. You got to kill yourself to have things on a diminishing dollar that's not even worth anything anymore. You know what I always say. My buddy told me back in 2016 that the 2016 dollar was only 13 cents of the 1973 dollar. This is why you got to work more. This is why you think that it seems like I'm pushing and I can't get enough like I used to, for those who have been around since that time. You don't realize it. Well, I have a good health care program on my in my job, but every time you get a raise, you got to pay more. So you're not getting anything. You're taxed crazy, inflation going up. You're taxed out your check. You don't get your money first. Your job pimp gets it first and divvies out what's left over. And then you got to go and pay tax in the store on the food you get. Then you got to go home now and pay tax on the property. Tax. You paying all this tax. They tell you in America, oh, you got to pay this tax. And white folks, the smart ones, I'm not paying any damn tax. Didn't Trump say something along them lines? I'm not paying that. But you paying it. And you think this is the way to go. You think this is normalcy. No, I've been on jobs where they refuse to give raises and guess what? Well, what are you going to do? They always come to me like, I'm going to be the spokesman. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm not fighting your cause and you won't back me up. Wanted me to be a union president one time at one of my jobs. No, I'm not doing that. And they fire me? No. I need the money to get on up out of this place. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. They will fire you and enjoy the benefits of your big mouth. I'm not doing it. But you know what I told them to do? I said, if they do not, and I tell everybody this, if they refuse to pay you what you deserve, then you give them less and you give them the service of what they paid you. They pay you less, you give them less. You see? And now we're good. You want more out of me? You pay more. You're fair with me and I'm fair with you. Sometimes I'll have to take a little, sometimes you take a little, but you know what? Be fair. You're not fair, I'm not fair with you. You're not looking after my needs, then I gotta go take care of my needs. You sit here romanticizing this aha moment by your oppressor to go treat you nice. The system in America is never gonna treat you nice. Nice? You's a tool. You a tool from which they have no purpose for anymore until they have a war. Huh? That's it. But nobody wants to say it. I don't want to insult my white friends. The white folks who consider me a friend and I consider them a friend or whatever have you, they know how I talk. I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I'm not gonna do it. Because if you know truth, then you're gonna hang with me no matter who you are. Huh? That's how it's done. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Go to Lancescurv.com. Sign up to the email subscription list so we can have a direct relationship. So you won't miss any shows or presentations or anything that we created. Make sure to do that. I'm not going to say to wake up. It'll make it much easier for me if those who refuse to wake up, you done woke up a little bit and opened up your eye, had all the crust in your eye, and sleep was sweeter to you. You went back to sleep. Well, go on. Enjoy your sleep. But do not be upset when you wake up in a sorry state of affairs.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at Lancescurv.com and follow SCURV on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Lancescurv.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the east, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. America, we were living in the east. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.